What's the most commonly asked questions that people ask you all the time? And the reason why it's decided for 12 is 12 is like if you had one question a month, that would be of 12 months of content. So, 12 months of content. So that's what you want to think about, 12 most commonly asked questions. So I'm going to ask someone in the audience to give me a question. I'm going to tell you a real easy, quick way to find that. So you can just go right to Google, which is where I'm going to go right now. And someone read off a question. I'm waiting and waiting. Who has a question? What's a question that somebody asks you about your business? How much it is? How long does it take? What does it involve? What's the question that somebody asks you? Can someone, can you read anyone put in the chat box a question that someone asked?
What do you do?
Okay, all right, so anything more specific, like what do you do in financials? What do you do in what? I mean, so kind of give me that's the one question, but what's another question? Like, what do you do?
How long?
Dawn.
Sorry, they're coming up real fast now. What are your lead times? The offer sounds too good to be true. What is the best time to book travel?
All right, so hold on, let's work with that. What is, since I want to book travel, I can enroll, I can engage in that one. Best time to travel, okay. All right, I see. Best time to book travel. All right, let's find out. Okay, so my best 61 travel tips to make the world safer travel. So a couple of things you're going to see here is one, usually you'll see how many people are asking that in Google. That's interesting. Usually we do this and you'll see that those numbers up there, how many times that question's been asked. But in anyway, there's a lot of information there. So this is like 61 travel tips, which is more than you'd want to do. So you just find out, let me say travel. I mean, what is the best time? Oh, that's why I did best time to book. I have some shadows in my screen. So there we go. All right, now I'm not gonna be able to read it because of my glasses. All right, so say for example, what's the best time? So here we go. This is where you see the amount of people that have results to that question. So that's the result. So that many people are inquiring about this information. And this is Google. So we're going to pretend that Google is our God. Google is our, the Google owns YouTube and they know everything. So that's what they say, I would trust in that. So it'll say book several weeks in advance. So what you can do is that you would put an article, you'd go into LinkedIn or you'd go someplace and you say, the best time to book travel is, and use simply the information is right here. You can pull information that would be booked 7 weeks in advance or Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time. The cheapest days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So if you click on it, it's fly out early. So you can go, the information is right here. The answers are right here. So literally a lot of the information you can just copy and either look at it and put it in your own word, your own voice, your own language. Copy this information, put your own language, open and close it, or you can actually acknowledge this writer and whoever wrote the article and be able to say, according to so long as you give them credit, according to Daniel, whatever, and many times I contact the person because that now I've opened the door for me to communicate with them. I feel that they are an influencer in my industry. Then I do that, and then it gives me an opportunity to share the article. If I'm not a writer, if I don't want to write the article for myself, no one has said no to me so far. They've always said absolutely. And many times they'll say, well, what are you doing? And how can I support you? And that starts a conversation about, interviewing on podcasts or them featuring what you're doing later and so forth. So that is one way, but really if that's a commonly asked question, then that's what you should be answering. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to get out of here and yikes. There we go. What they also have is that relation to that, they show that there's also other questions that people ask. So if I'm getting from here, the other questions that people ask, which is really valuable because that helps you if you're trying to get 12 questions, then now you have quite a few of them. You'll say people also search for. So again, Google's saying to you that people say what day of the week is the best time to book, what time, the best time on international flights, best time of day to book flights, best time to buy airline tickets in 2020. So get a question, get the answer. That is the best way to be able to write articles, especially if it's your blog, especially if it's you can use that same information for your podcast, same information for your videos, and then you've got that complete optimization for people, again, that are coming from all different, they're looking for the answers to that question. And the best part about it is that these are optimized already. So you don't have to start start optimizing it. It's better to position yourself where people are looking for you as opposed to you're out there looking for people. So position yourself where people are already looking. It's how many people are looking for this answer to this question. So start with the very simple questions. It may be too simple for us, but you'd be surprised. That's what people need to find out and people need to know. So start with the questions. So now after you have the questions, the question is that where are you going to put it? Are you going to put it in a blog? You know, blogs are great because blogs are current. You can do it weekly, you can do it daily, you can do it, you know, as often as you want, but it's an easy way to get an article in, and it has great optimization. And it's really simple if you're a writer, if you want to go that route. You can also put it on and offline newspapers and magazines. There's a lot of content needed. For all these newspapers and magazines out there, they need content. They're looking for writers, they're looking for contributing writers. So even if you don't contribute every time, all the time, you can always offer them a series. Like say, for example, you have 6 most commonly asked questions on what's the best time to travel. You can say, I have a series of 6 articles, and that gives you 6 different opportunities to get visibility. So you don't have to do that one and done. Because the one, you're just thinking that people will see it one time, and if they don't see it that one time, they're going to miss you. So you want as many times as you can actually be able to work it. So they're all looking for content all the time. So you search and find the ones that are compatible or that has your avatar, that has the people that you want to be in front of more of, and that will be easy for you. Also being able to create your own ebook. You know, they have Amazon and all these different templates. It's very easy to create an ebook, which means, say, for example, you took those 12 articles and you had an opening article and a closing article and maybe some case studies or statistics and a story, a little bit about you. Well, basically you have an ebook. You know, you've got, 15, 20 pages. And that's something that's a great downloadable. It's a great something you can give away for free or for a small fee. What some people do is they start charging for it for a small fee. And then once they feel they've maximized that opportunity, then they start giving away as bonuses. They start giving away for free. But you see a lot of people are giving away content, and that's the reason why they do it, because when people read it over and over again, it positions you as the expert. When they do want to contact someone, the expert in that area, then they'll contact you. But it's really easy. Again, there's 12 most commonly asked questions, again, some statistics, maybe some case studies or stories or experiences, opening, closing, and then you've got an ebook to work with. Also, you can also sell them. If you have this book, for example, you can sell them by the chapters. You can sell maybe, the book itself is $20 if you build it something up to that extent. Then you can sell it chapter by chapter. A chapter could be like $197, especially if it's a how-to. If it's something that, people can digest that way. You can do this and this happens. You can do this and this happens. So people can sell it by chapter. And then that way, many times people will buy chapter by chapter, and then they wind up buying the whole book by chapter. So it's less expensive to buy the whole book, but maybe it's a little bit more if they buy it chapter by chapter. So 12 chapters, even at $2 a piece, is $24, as opposed to maybe the book itself is only 20. So it's small, but it does add up. And it's a way to get started. So that's what I suggest, is that you do a couple of them and get started and see what the response is, because that will give you a great feel about what people want, what people do. How many people in the audience has a book or have an e-magazine or ebook? Anybody in the chats have that already? Not yet?
Yes.
Yes.
We have one from Renee.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And then,
also Dawn.
and Dawn, okay, Dawn's writing a book now. She's been working on a book.
Yes, we got one from Lanisha.
Lanisha.
And then Sherry just published one this weekend.
Yay, congratulations, Sherry. You just published one this weekend. So we'd like to hear about that in the breakout rooms with the book. Is congratulations. It's not an easy, it just takes a little focus. What I do is sometimes I just hibernate. I'll incubate rather for like a weekend. I'll say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do this weekend and just kind of knock it out. So I have one little book here. I don't know if you can see my camera, but I have a little book here that I did in about 4 days. It's just a little booklet. It was thoughts from empowered women. It's 25 empowering thoughts for women by women. And I just put, opening, and then I put, some information, a little information, and then I put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 25. And years later, this was done about 12 years ago. I could make it an ebook now. I keep saying I'm going to do that, but it's just something. And people, I've gone to people's offices. I've seen people in their purse. I run into people in the street and they say, "Oh, I've got your book here," because it's just 25 empowering thoughts. We can all go on, line and get 25 great quotes or thoughts or something, tips. So you can have tips for sales. Again, you can have a tip that you can just give people tips on different things. People want information. They want it fast. They want it easy. They want it quick. Reports. I know some of the ladies actually do reports. I've done like market analysis of a real estate report. They'll do reports on the financial industry. They'll do reports which are really valuable, to that market, to that avatar. And so it's just being able to write something, and you can do it for lead generation. And that's the main thing, is that sometimes you don't sell them, but when you'll see them all the time, people's websites and social media, places like that. Click here to download my 5 tips. Click here to download this or that. And you do that, you get the person's first name, last name, and email address. Now you've built up your list. Now you have new leads. So that's where the value of that comes in. And, it's really easy. One of the ways that we like that we've worked with is e-magazine, because a lot of people have books, which is, again, it's amazing, because I've not been able to do anything more, than these tips so far. So it's a big project, and I acknowledge and congratulate anyone who's been able to discipline themselves to do that. But what we did is we did a magazine, because the magazines sometimes are a little different, and it was lighter. So I'm going to show you one of the magazines that we did. But the reason why we loved it, because it was available 24/7, was online. So it's an e-magazine. So any day, anytime, I don't know if you're like me, but many times I'll do my reading late at night when everything is quiet. So it's always available. It's worldwide. So no matter where you're traveling, you'll be able to have access to it. It's worldwide. So everybody, like even if a book, you have to be able to distribute to that tiny, tiny, tiny little town in the middle of nowhere. Whereas if they have a computer, it's worldwide. Everybody all over the world can access it. And then it's evergreen. Again, it's that, like, even a book or a pamphlet, eventually it's going to get lost or moved or weathered, and where as long as you keep it live online, it will always be there. So people come back years later and do it. Another great thing is it has multiple mediums. You can put audio and video and the written word. You can do all kinds of things where it's interactive. So as people can actually click here, they stay there longer when they can click a video and watch a video that may be even an hour long, or click there and listen to a podcast that could be 30 minutes long. So they're there longer because of the multiple mediums. And then it's easy to share. All I gotta do is click here and I can send all of you a copy of this magazine. So I don't have to send it, mail it, deliver it. It's just easy to share. Anything that's electronic is easy to share. But most important is the call to action, because even when you are in the Super Bowl, which is one of the most expensive advertising you can get, they have to go to their credit card or to their phone or someplace to be able to take action. Whereas when you have these magazines, you're able just to click a link and they automatically take a magazine. So these are the ones that we did a while ago. We're going to start another one, 2021, but just to give you an idea what it looks like and the things that you can have in it, and how easy it could be. So I think sometimes it's just, it's fun to think outside the box. Ours was so short, we called it a mag. We actually didn't even call it a magazine because it's only 12 pages. So we just called it a mag. And there's different vehicles you can use. You can use Joe Mag as one of them, Issue is another one. They probably have dozens more now. But it's just, you get someone that has some artistic design and they can do it for you. This one we picked it from people for cover. So what we did here is we put a sponsor inside, and we'll talk about sponsors in a couple days and show you how you can actually incorporate them, or affiliates. But see, I can have a video, so someone can just go right in and experience the video. Again, the longer people are on your sites and so forth, then the better it is. So just to give you an example of I'm going to give you an example of the video. Oh, there we go. I'm going to turn it on.
Was a child of alcohol and drug addiction. We lived in a shelter for battered women. And then on top of all that, I am a pediatric burn survivor. So during this time when we're living in the shelter, the first weekend that we had out with our family again, I ran through hot coals on the beach and 3rd-degree burns occurred to the bottom of both of my feet, leaving them extremely sensitive for the rest of my life. Of course, now they look like a 20-year-old's foot because they're fab.
So that's an example of where, let's say, for example, she is the founder of foot pedals. So ladies, if you've had those pedals, those things that goes in your feet, that's like a little pedal. She's a founder of that, and she sold it for multi-millions of dollars. But she's able to, we have a whole 57 minutes of her story, but people can constantly go back and listen to it over and over again. Kind of pulled myself out. So then you also can have the more information about them. If you feature somebody every month, this is Let's Talk Success is our program where we spotlight women who built million-dollar businesses, and they share their stories, their challenges, their victories, and secrets to success. And what we did in every issue also, we asked them to select a nonprofit, because that way the nonprofit, one, it was our way of being able to give back and give them exposure, but the deal was that they would share it with their community. So now you say, okay, I'll feature you in my magazine, whether it's a nonprofit or for-profit or anybody, but my ask is that you share with every one of your people. It's easy for them to say, hey, I have a gift of a magazine to you, and they can send it to you, and and you've got that additional distribution. You've got access to people you have never gotten access to. Here's another video. You can have, again, this is like affiliate. We'll talk about affiliates, where anyone that decided to use Kabbage, we were paid $250 for referral. And then this was another sponsorship that we had. So you can see that doesn't have to be that difficult. It doesn't have to be that, extensive. You just want to, be able to think of it as another medium, and you just get someone, if you're really good and handy at it, you can get someone else to do it for you. Okie dokie. Let's see. This glare is affecting my mouse. So who has some ideas for magazines? I mean, you literally could say, I want to launch a magazine in January, and that's when we launched ours, January the 1st, 2015, that you could do that and put it together. And it doesn't have to be your content. That's the magic of these things, is that it doesn't have to be, who say, well, it's all my content, I don't know what I'm going to put in the magazine. Okay, this is a perfect example of, doesn't have to be your content. This is one that we did. I was going to an event. An event was the Enterprising Women event. They have it every year, except of course for this year. We'll have it next year. And these are women, again, that have built million-dollar businesses. So I wanted to develop a relationship with them. I didn't even know who they were going to be when I went there on the cover. And I just interviewed them. I had my sponsors again. I had an opening for me, but I just interviewed them in the hallway. I interviewed them in the back of the kitchen. But the stories are amazing. This one was in the lobby area where they're by the piano. Some of them were in, this one in the red couch was in her room, she had a suite, it was in her room. The other ones were outside in the patio. So you could actually go to an event, and then be able to interview people. I did it on my iPad. I mean, so it's just took no digital funds or money or time. Interviewed them, they're complimented, but now forever I have their relationship with them. And let's do a short, video on it. And then also another thing we did is that to help us with the distribution, we created a board of influencers. And those are people that we wanted that had access, or that were promoting or marketing to women professionals and entrepreneurs. That's our market, women professionals and entrepreneurs. So these are people, they had to have at least 5,000 people on their list. So we contacted them, we interviewed them, and what we did is the exchange was that we did I think it was a Google Hangout at that time with them. I don't think these are live yet, are still live. We did a Google Hangout interview with them. So we interviewed them about their business, like Let's Talk Success, about your success in your business. And in exchange, they distributed our magazine to their community. That was the deal. We'll send you the magazine, you send it to all your members. And in exchange, we'll interview you and share that with all of our members in our social media. With that, we were able to say, what does it say? We have a reach of over 1 million thanks to our board of influencers. Because once we calculated everybody's numbers, it was over 1 million. Actually, it was almost 2 million, but we just wanted to play it safe. So that's a way of immediately being able to build your list. So maybe your list is still small, but collaborate. We'll talk about joint ventures this week. Get joint ventures get partnerships with people that, are going to be, that have the same market. And then you'll be able to connect with them, and you'll be able to get that distribution. So it doesn't always have to be on your list. That's my point. So then I'm able to, again, to promote something here. I'm able to put a video in it. I'm able to, Safe Passages was our nonprofit that month, for that issue. And then we had Cabbage as our sponsor for that. So that just gives you an idea of something that you can actually do and be able to launch and have a valuable, something valuable to be able to use and work with. So who has an idea for that? Yes, yes, yes. Put it in the chat. Anyone has an idea for a magazine? An idea what your topic would be?
Yeah, I have a newsletter magazine called Abundant Hood.
Oh.
From Dawn.
Mm-hmm. Dawn has Abundant Hood, yes. And anyone else? So who think they can actually do a magazine? Who would want to do a magazine? Who thinks that's a great idea to be able to separate themselves? So people, if it's short and sweet, people can absorb it. Sometimes people don't have a chance to read the whole book or long information, but they like looking at pictures, they like looking at videos, like listening to a podcast, and they're all in there. And then you'll be able to make your offer there as well. So it's a great opportunity. It's like a huge business card for you, the same way a book is. So we have titles. Well, this is what I want you to share in your breakout session. We're going to prepare for a breakout session. In your breakout session, share with what, if you were to do a magazine, and hopefully you will do a magazine or want to do a magazine or something like that, what would it be? And what would you want more of? What's your avatar? So who would you want this directed to? And then what kind of magazine would be? Because maybe your avatar, again, is right here with us today. And then when we come back, we'll go to another medium. So we got the written word, again, it could be on your, take that information for your ebooks, magazines, blogs, articles, share with your social media, and that's it. You got your questions. Okay, so let me know when you're ready to go into your breakout rooms, and then we'll be back in 10 minutes. I have to make, so how's everyone doing? Look at those beautiful smiling faces out there. Any information so far? You have some ideas so far? Any ideas? You can open up for a minute.
It's so perfect. It's perfect information. I'm glad I was able to join you today. I'm working on some amazing projects.
Oh, really? Being in Jamaica, I'm sure that would stimulate the brain.
Understand. So yeah, so I will be launching some things, and I've met my future love, or no, he's my right now love. So my future husband. I met
Oh
as well.
my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh gosh! Oh my goodness! Well, congratulations in Jamaica.
Thank you.
Sometimes you have to go away, I guess, to get that. So who else has some ideas for a magazine?
We have some in the chat.
All right, so some in the chat. So are everybody in the chat now, or going in the chat? And I'll put some music on.
I was just going to explain the chat rooms in case people haven't been on a chat. So when I open up the chat rooms, then it will say join a room. You will join that room and you can have the discussion. And the discussion was about what you would have your magazines about. I think that was what we were talking about.
Who they want more of, yes.
Yeah. And then you'll be called back. You'll have a minute and you will come back automatically. So you'll have a countdown. And I just need to know how many rooms or how many people per room are you thinking?
Whatever, 5. I'm not sure who's ever 5 or 6. Okay, 5 and 6 and 1.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
I
you.
will start that now.
Thank you. Yay.
So when the pop-up hits the screen, just click join breakout room. That's all you got to do. The little blue button, join breakout room, and that will take you to the breakout room for you to participate in the breakout session. Prison break. Wow, breakout. You can throw me into a different breakout room, or I can just stay here for people who come back in. Hi,
Okay.
Dr. Stephanie. Dr. Stephanie, if you want to unmute yourself, we can have a little chat here. Anybody left here in this room with me? By all means, unmute yourself. And if you can, turn your camera on and let's discuss those elements just here. Lenska.
There's just me.
How are you doing? There's Dawn, there's me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put the rooms together so there's more people in them because lots of people didn't join.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming
Hello.
back.
Hello, hello. Who do I have chatting with me now?
Cecilia. There was no one in my room, so I came back.
Oh, hello, Cecilia. Well, I'm glad you came back. Same here.
Hello? Can
I
you
had
see
an
me?
awesome conversation. Hello,
Yes,
Susan.
yes.
Oh,
there's-
hi. I'm driving, so I don't know if you can see me.
We can hear you.
I can see a stationary
Oh.
picture of you, so I don't know you're
Oh,
driving, so your secret's safe.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh. So the question is, what would you do a magazine on? What would be, it's like if you were to do a magazine, what would you like to do a magazine on? What information would you share and to who? Who's your target market? Who's your avatars?
I have, is it my turn to talk?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like, I've been in and out of this Zoom for like 3 times today, so. Okay,
Oh.
my target market.
Well, every time you come in, you gotta bring a joke with you. That's the
Of course.
that's the rule. Yeah, yeah. My
You know
apologies
what I
for
got
cutting
last
off. Go ahead.
Christmas? Well, this is a
Oh, what
stupid
did you get
joke,
last
but
Christmas?
I got fat.
What did you get last Christmas?
I got fat.
I got the same gift. I like it. I haven't heard that. It's rare that I haven't heard a joke after 20 years in the
Really?
entertainment industry. So I'm excited by those moments in my life. So Susan, what would you do your
Yeah.
magazine on?
Well, I have 2 potential targets, I guess, because I'm trying to roll out 2 products. One is in the real estate industry, and the other one is in the credit industry.
Right.
Real estate, I have a program for lawyers to create real estate portfolios. And for the credit, I have building credit and restoration, basically gearing the people up towards investments in real estate.
Right.
And I'm going to be on a show in about 2 weeks with the kidney patients, you know, people who are waiting for kidney transplants,
Oh,
or
wow.
people who have already had kidney transplants. Sorry, it's a lot of interference. So if I were to do a magazine today, I would probably start one right away for the kidney community to help them learn about finance and credit.
Right. So there's a way in which you can help them and also help yourself. And that's a big part in any form of flow, which is what I educate people on, is like energy creation specialists. The flow of energy. When energy is stopped and constricted, nothing benefits from that. When it's open and flowing, so by supporting other people in the community, by understanding how finance shouldn't be an objection to them, but a potential asset for them, is going to relieve certain stress. And so that's beneficial to them and beneficial to you. So that's one way of how we can look at these elements. How can we serve other people and support ourselves through that service?
Yep. I mean, I'm
Good,
not going to
good.
make a lot of money from that market. I wasn't planning on it. It was more for like reaching out to the people who need it, because a lot of them are on fixed income, and most of them, because of the fixed income, have medical bills that are dragging their credit, and basically keeping them in the same financial position for many years, and maybe even cause them to, you know, to cause their financial situation to get worse as their illnesses progress. And it's a
So it's
strain
going to
on
be
their
beneficial.
caregivers.
Yes, yes. And it's going to be beneficial for people in that environment to be aware of a new mindset and a new opportunity, so they don't find themselves or their loved ones or their family in that predicament again, where there's a medical issue and a financial strain that adds to the stress of the medical issue. So that's going to be, that's what I mean by service and service. And though you're doing that act of service, the balance will come back in, where some of those people will have something else that will be connected to you because you're now connected in a flow of energy with them. That's beautiful. I like that. And Cecilia, are you still there to share your magazine? Who else would like to share? Who's here in the room with me and Susan, who's driving down the freeway? Pretty soon we'll hear the woo, woo. No, we won't. No, we won't. We don't put that out there. We'll safely arrive. Wonderful day. So anybody here, just flip your camera on or speak up or put. And Tonya, I'm very glad you're here. Let's see if we can. Do you have something that you would like to share with us, Tonya?
I'm going to call people back from the rooms now.
You're literally going to be going, hey, come back. I don't know if that's how technology works.
Yeah. It can.
All right, so we're all going to be back in the room. We're going to get some more information.
Yeah, within the
from
next
Desiree.
60 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Everybody's coming back in. Thanks very much for sharing, Susan. That was wonderful. Hello,
Thank you.
Amy. She's had her energy shot this morning. She's dancing.
I'm ready to
I
go.
can't hear the music, but she is.
I can hear the music. I had a great group. Man,
I had a
Fun.
fantastic group.
you did.
My group, my first group, was had just me in it, and the stories I told myself were amazing. But then we came back here, and I got to hear about Susan. Susan's doing something wonderful, and also potentially beneficial for people with kidney transplant situations as well, and finance and real estate. A mover and a shaker, someone to keep our eye on here. Hello, welcome back, Lanisha.